Hello, it's Jackie from Happy Hooligans, and today we are weaving paper plate bowls. Paper plate bowls are very fun and easy to make, and it's a great way for kids to use up scrap yarn and strengthen fine motor skills and just work on their weaving skills. We have a lot of weaving activities on our on my blog at happyhooligans.ca, and the paper plate bowls are our latest weaving activity. So to make these bowls, you are going to need a paper plate, a cup or a glass to trace around, a pencil and some scissors. That's going to get you started, and then all you will need to actually do your weaving is some yarn. So let's get started with making the actual bowl. So you need to trace something round in the middle of your bowl, because if you just come into the indent on your bowl, the sides of the bowl won't be very high at all. So I come in a little bit further by tracing around glass, and then you need to mark an odd number of marks around your plate. So I've done 9 today, and you just need to draw a line from your mark into your center. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut along those lines just to meet your circle. Now, once you have all of your cuts, you need to make them even wider. We're going to cut a V, because you can see that if you fold these up, the way they are now, they're going to very much overlap, and that's not going to work with our weaving. So once your cuts are made, now you're going to come back and you're going to make another cut on each side of your original cut to form a nice wide V. I don't actually have an exact measurement that I use for this. What I do is I make these cuts and then I fold up the edges and I just see how everything looks. Okay, so now that we've made all of our cuts, we will bend up these pieces. You're just going to make your bend right about your pencil line. So just fold that in, and then we're going to fold these all up to see what our bowl will look like. And this looks pretty good. You can see that when the sides are folded up, we don't have any real overlap. This one could be trimmed a little bit. There we go. So we're off to a good start. So now we can just start weaving. So we'll start here with the red. Put your yarn between one of the cuts, or into one of the cuts. And while you're weaving, you want to keep these edges folded up, because that's how you're going to get your bowl formation. If you were to weave with them flat, you're not going to get that nice bend for your sides. So we're just going to weave like you would with any other weaving project, with an in and out motion. So we're going to go, we'll just hold this with our thumb while we get started, this loose end with our thumb here. So we've gone in here, we'll come out. Now we're gonna go in. It's a little, might be a little tricky the first couple of rounds, but once you get going, your little edge pieces will sort of hold their own shape, and it becomes very, very easy. So there's one round. Now we're gonna go again, out, in. So you can see on the outside that the red is starting to climb up the side of the bowl, And I think we're going to switch to a new color now. So we'll just cut off the red and we'll tie on the pink. And at the end, we'll just trim these little ends that we've tied on, and we'll tuck them in to our weaving. We'll leave a little bit of a tail there. Okay, so now we just carry on with the pink. I will continue and I will finish the weaving, and then I'll show you how we finish the entire project. So when you've gone around your bowl for the final time, just push your stitches down one more time to make sure everything's snug. We're going to cut the yarn, leave a tail. You can tuck that down in afterwards. And then what I like to do is I like to just bend the top edge over and make a little fold. We don't want to cover up our weaving. There we go. We could actually weave, you could weave up further, but just for demonstration purposes, I've decided to end the project. So you just bend your edges over and give them a little crease. And that just sort of puts a finished edge on the bowl, and it will prevent your yarn from slipping up off the top of the bowl. So that's a rough idea of how I did it. You can see, you know, on this finished bowl over here, how it looks, because I've woven right up to the top on the other bowls. Now, you'll want to tuck your little ends in with a pencil. You can do that. Just push them in so they stay hidden. But I wanted to show you how to finish the bottom of the bowl if you want. You can leave your bowl white on the bottom, but we like to make it decorative as well. So this is how we do it. We use a bit of glue, and a paintbrush might come in handy, and you'll need more of your yarn. And what we do is we just squeeze some glue into the bottom of the bowl. Now this is probably the most time-consuming part of the project, really, because it's a little bit finicky. You just sort of press that around the bottom of the bowl. We'll add a little more glue to the center. And there we go. So there is our finished bowl. It's not as neat and tidy as our other ones, obviously, because I was sort of rushing through this project. And then you can just take your ends and push them down inside the other stitches to hide them. And you have a lovely little bowl to keep trinkets and treasures in. I hope you've enjoyed this little lesson. You can find more fun and easy crafts and activities for kids on happyhooligans.ca.